In this video, we will be talking about adding and subtracting polynomials. So in this example, we have 3x plus 5x plus 8. We see that 3x and 5x are like terms, so we would have to group these together. So this is equal to, so 5x plus 3x is equal to 8x, and then the 8 is alone, so we just add 8, and this is our final answer. In this example, we have to group the like terms again. So 7x squared minus 3x squared will be like terms. And then minus 2x, it's on its own. So this would equal to 4x squared minus 2x. And this is our final answer. In our next example, we can see that the like terms are 3x plus 2x, and the other set of like terms are 4 and 7. So this is equal to 5x plus 11. So 5x plus 11 is our final answer. In our next example, we can see that we have brackets, so we would have to do another step and remove the brackets, but this is optional. Let's just do it for the simplicity of this example. And now we will group the like terms. So 3x squared, 5x squared will be like terms. 2x and 4x will be like terms. And then the 1 and the 7 will be the last set of like terms. So in this example, we would add 3x squared plus 5x squared, which is 8x squared. 2x plus 4x is 6x. 1 plus 7 is equal to 8. And this will be our final answer. In our next example, we have a subtraction right here. So this will mean that, let's just expand everything first. So remove the bracket for the first term. And since we have a subtraction and a bracket, everything in the bracket will be a negative. So negative 2x squared minus x minus 5. Now we would group the like terms again. So 4x squared and minus 2x squared would be like terms. 3x and negative x will be like terms. And then 2 and minus 5 will be like terms. So now doing 4x squared subtracted by 2x squared would give us 2x squared. 3x minus x would be 2x. 2 minus 5 will be minus 3. And this would give us our final answer. Looking at this example, we would group the like terms again. So 3x and 2x are like terms. And in this example, we have the variable y. So the variables y would be in the like terms. So 4y plus 5y. This will equate to 5x. 4y plus 5y is 9y. And this will be our final answer. Whatever variable we have will not matter in the equation. We would just have to group them together and add them or subtract them together. In this example, we have decimals, but it would not matter because all we have to do is group the like terms and add them together. So 1.5x plus 2.3x will be like terms. 3.5y and 2.1y will be like terms. and 7.2z will be another term. So now we would simply add them up. So 1.5x plus 2.3x would give us 3.8x, and then the y terms. So 3.5y plus 2.1y would give us 5.6y, and then the z is on its own, so we'll just carry over, which is 7.2z. And here we go. This would be our final answer. In our next example, we have 3 brackets. So let's do our first step and simplify everything first and expand. So since we have a negative in bracket, everything in this bracket will be negative. Or you would flip this symbol, so minus x squared plus, minus 4 times y squared plus 4 times y. And then in the next bracket, since it is an addition, all of the symbols will be the same. And in our last bracket, since it is a negative, all the signs will be flipped again. So minus x squared plus 3 times y squared minus 9 times y. And now we would have to group the like terms. So let's see what we have. We have minus 3x squared minus x squared. So let's write that first. So it would be minus 4x squared. And now let's cross them out. Next up, we have 6x, and it's 6x on its own. So plus 6x. We'll cross it out. Next up, we have the y squared terms. So minus 4 times y squared plus 3 times y squared will give us minus y squared. Let's cross these out. And then the y terms will be 4y plus 7y minus 9y, which would give us positive 2y. Let's cross these out. And our final term is a negative 8. And this is our final answer. We see that the problem at the start is pretty intimidating, but after we flip the signs, remove the brackets, it is actually pretty simple and straightforward. In our next example, we have some brackets and fractions, but the same logic would apply. You group the like terms together, so the x squared would be grouped together, and the x terms would be grouped together, and we would add the like terms together again. So 1.2x squared plus 1 over 2 x squared plus 3 over 2 x squared plus 3 over 4x minus 1 over 4x. I'm just going to group these together because we are working with fractions and it will be easier. So 1 over 2x squared plus 3 over 2x squared would give us 4 over 2x squared plus 3 over 4x minus 1 over 4x would give us 2 over 4x, which would equal to 2x squared plus 1 over 2 squared. And this would be our final answer. In our last example, we have this equation, and it may look intimidating at first, but let's just break this down. So we want to work with the inner bracket first. or the bracket that's nested the most. So it would be this bracket. So let's just break everything down. 3x squared minus bracket 2x squared minus, so since it is a negative symbol here, we would have to flip everything in a bracket. So minus x squared plus 4x minus 1, and close it off with two brackets. And we would now work with this term in this bracket. So it would be 3x squared minus 2x squared. And remember a negative bracket, a negative symbol again, so flip everything in a bracket, plus x squared minus 4x plus 1. And now we would just group the like terms. So the x squared will be the same like term, and the 4x minus 4x would be another like term, and the 1 on its own would be another like term. And this will give us, so 3x squared minus 2x squared plus x squared would simply give us 2x squared, and then 4 minus, and then you would just carry over the minus 4x plus 1. And this will be our final answer. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.